Hello, everyone. Welcome for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for always joining. Starting a second or so. Just checking that everything is done. Okay. Chat on screen. Thank you for joining. Thank you for always joining. We don't take you for granted. Thank you for always joining. Thank you for those joining from different parts of the world. When you join, do let us know where you're joining from so we can have an understanding. Our guests be live on Facebook, TikTok, and on YouTube. So I hope as soon as you join, let us know. On YouTube as well. We should be live on YouTube as well. Sorry, we should be live on YouTube. I don't know. Okay, we're going to go straight right into it. Yes, let us go straight to it. So thank you for always coming. Today we're going to discuss Clean December. Clean December, that's the title. So thank you to every TikTok family for 5,000 or for the 2,000 plus. YouTube, let's push ourselves up to 1,000. Same on Facebook, same on Instagram. Let's keep doing it. Thank you very much, Caleb. Official. I don't care. Thank you very much. We did the Sunday 7. I'm currently streaming from Abuja, and I'm streaming from one of my properties. So it's just to let you guys know that what we discuss, what we say we do, it's not, we're not just, we practice what we preach. So maybe later on, if you watch the videos or if I have a moment, I can take you around the property so you can have a look and see what we do, okay? So, yes, like I said, streaming from Abuja currently. Thank you very much. So you're all welcome. You are all welcome. So please, before we start, I'll go straight right into it. Kindly tap on your screen and click on the reshare button. I think on what's it called, on TikTok, it's a long press to the post button. It should be similar to that on Facebook, similar to that on YouTube. Please reshare this. I think we've got 5,000 or 10,000 likes. I can't remember anymore. But if you like what you hear, please tap on the screen. Tap on the screen. The more you tap on the screen, the more people get to know about this, and the more people that get to know about this, the more they want to, they love to be a part of it. Okay, if you can hear your YouTube, please can you send in a message so we know where you guys are joining from, that you can hear me. Okay. Yes, or YouTube as well. On Instagram as well. Please go ahead. Yeah. Like I always say, I said again, if you have not gotten my free ebook, please on bio, you see a link, access to my free ebook, which will give you access to my paid ebook. The free is called Roadmap to Financial Freedom. The paid one is called From Idea to Business. We should give you 10 minutes free consultation, give you access to what else again? Join our mentorship community, join our community and stay active and stay vibrant. So this live stream on Sunday is sponsored by the You Love by this family podcast. Please do well to check them out so that you like what they provide. Thank you very much, Dynamic Sunflower User 133. Everyone that joined across different platforms, thank you very much. So we're going to go straight. The topic, like I said, is Dirty December. Dirty December. And Dirty December, sorry, not Dirty December, sorry, mix it up. Clean December. Clean December. Clean December is to a word that is in circulation for the year. You know, so clean December is flying around. This is the time when December is a response to that, and it's called. So December is a pop band, especially in Nigeria, and some parts of it refers to like the December festive season, filled fun enjoyment and non-stop activities. So I just thought I let you guys know what it means. So what it really means, mean dirty. Instead, it is no hold back lifestyle during December. No hold back. So come this December, what parties? When I went to take a haircut in an estate, they had a big raid, the entire community. I think even today I went there as well, same, so in Abuja, there's parties, there's concerts, there's festivals. There's a lot of, people are moving from one part of the country to another part of the country, and thank you very much for the likes. And people are moving from where their base is and they're coming back to their home country. So there's a lot of clubbing. It is said that at the top of the amount of money that was spent here for just and short-let bookings, astronomical, was over the roof, on that. So, like I said, clubbing, nightlife, and social events. There's heavy spending on clothes, food, drinks, and outings. There's dating, I'm sure you guys know that flings, and there will be social celebrations from early December until New Year. That's some of the things that are associated with dirty December. So why is it called dirty? A lot of people overspend, and they party late, and they break their usual routine. Little sleep and lots of outings. Living life recklessly but joyful for the holidays. And those are some of the why it's called dirty. So in simple terms, dirty December is that who relax rules and enjoy life fully and celebrate hard. It's often used jokingly or playfully, not so. That's what people use it for. But I decided that why one of the questions I asked was why must December be dirty? So how about a clean December? So if there's a dirty December, the opposite of the word dirty is clean. So how about clean December? So I got a definition. A definition of December is a Christ-centered approach to festive seasons, where individuals choose purpose, purity, and compassion over and distraction, reflecting the truth that God is love. What clean December represents. So remember I talked about that December and what it represents or what it's done about. I kind of touched on some. I want to also let you guys know is what should it represent? What should it be about? One, the word Christ as the focus of Christmas. Guys, if you remove the word M-A-S, what do you see there? Christ. Honoring his birth, honoring his life. What? The message. Christ was the whole balloon of Santa Claus, North Pole, Grinch, mistletoe kissing under the tree. What's it called again? Gifts, putting Christmas tree, Christmas carols. What's it called? Socks under the tree. Opening all the traditions of opening boxes on Boxing Day, wearing pajamas, going to the village, traveling abroad, all the things that are associated, spending, companies shutting down their operations, can't open up to Christmas. The whole reason why everybody is doing all this thing is because of the man or the person or the name called Jesus Christ. That is it. The Bible makes us, there's no evidence that Christ was exactly 25th of December. Even some people argue that he was born on a separate day. Some people argue he was born on a separate day. I'm not interested in their dates. My interest is that 25th of December has been allocated as a day to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ across the world. It's wrong on the date. It has been set aside. That's of the impact Christ has had on the world, because he has had an impact on the world, and there's no other figure that's had such impact before, now, and future. Because Christ has had such impact on the world, hence, it has influenced a lot of things. Even to the point that when I was in the airport coming, Chinese people in their large numbers were also traveling. It's an opportunity. Maybe they might not get a holiday to go for Chinese New Year during the time. Maybe they are working. So they say, let's cash in into Christmas. A lot of people are in my properties. I see Muslims, they also cashing into the Christmas breaks, and they go and spend time with their family because everything shuts down across the world. So if everything is shutting down because we want to celebrate Jesus Christ, then he should be the focal point and not the back burner. It should not be about the gifts. It should not be about activity. It should not be about the dirty. It should not be about December. It should be about him, his birth, his life, and his message. It should be about what? Clean December represents love in action. One of the first, God's name is not prayer. God's name is not fasting. God's name is not speaking in tongues. God's name is not faith. Another name for God is love. L-O-V. You understand? L-O-V. And if you have seen God, you have seen love. And he said, for God so loved the world, he gave his one and only begotten Son, who? Jesus Christ. And whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have what? Eternal. So the definition or another name for God, we're not talking about God, we're talking about God of the Bible, God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who Jesus Christ, his L-O-V-E. So this is a period to celebrate and express genuine love for man. Bible saying, if you claim to love a God you have not seen, and you don't want to, how can you claim to love? How can you claim to love a man, a God you have never seen? We have not loved a man that you can see. The Bible, Jesus Christ saying, if you claim that some people say we did that for you, we raised the dead for you. He said, walk away from me, you walk off iniquity. Why? Because when I was hungry, he gave me. When I was thirsty. So this is a period to express genuine care to those in need. To those in need. So that is what Clean December should represent. Helping people. What should Clean December represent? Service to community. Service to community. To community. Helping your people out. Helping, doing things that will help you time. Give you time, food, resources, and support to the vulnerable. There are so many places I can spend my Christmas anyway, but I always say one thing to God. I say, God, whatever you do, anything you do for me, please help me to always celebrate my Christmas in my village. And that village is in Nigeria, and that Nigeria is in Enugu State, and Enugu State is the southeastern part of Nigeria. That's where I want to spend it. No matter how many billions I have, no matter how much money I have, that's where I want to spend it. Every year, I can never get fed up of spending it that way. So, and as I go on, I'm going to share with you the reason why we do some of those things. Parents trained us, and I believe it's one of the amazing things that they passed on from one generation to another, and I appreciate it. Clean December represents what? Service to community, giving time, food, resources, and support to the vulnerable. There are people, I remember once upon a time in my village, there's a lady that was bedridden for 13 good years. I remember me putting up some of my guys, we went together and went to see this lady, and she was so, things came to meet her and she said, wow, she was so excited that she had never gotten this much love on a Christmas period. That's the kind of love. Or young boys came in their droves and came celebrating her. That's what Christmas should be all about. Clean December to represent that. Prayer. It should be about prayer. It should be about worship. Over noise and indolence. It should be that the Christ has come to meet people. He was born at a time like this. More people need to know about him. We need to partake of his love and everything. It should be a time of peace, not a time where families are fighting. It should be a time of rest, not a time where, and a time of reflection. Because guys, we're going to talk about it. December is loaded. It should be a time of reflection, not a time of chaos. It should be a time of intentional spending and generosity. What spending is that one has to be intentional spending, not that you spend and you send somebody a message in America or a colleague, so can you lend me like $2,000? Then when I come back, I'll give you, because you went and overspent or went way above your budget. The time of being intentional in spending. The time to be generous. The time to be generous. I don't only do it during Christmas. I intentionally, I see people, the gate man and an eatery, I give him a tip. Yesterday, I gave one of the guys a tip in one of the eateries, and he was so shocked. He said, money. He said, really? I said, what should I do? I said, it's for maybe the current, the amount is what shocked him. I said, if you don't want to hand it back. He said, no, just put it back down. You know, and I said to him, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas. You know, and mine is about the Christ. Not about the Santa, but I do have to respect for my wife and other, because I still don't know the correlation between trees, Christmas tree, and the birth of Jesus Christ. But that's a conversation for another day. Okay, it should be a time for meaningful relationships. I say this, meaningful relationship, networking. It should be a time to build kindness. It should be a time of presence. When people come back like this, converge, I'll always talk about the things that I know or the way I've spent my Christmas. And I always say to people, don't be so keen to say, oh, how did you go abroad? Which way did you go? What way did you go? No, you are more interested in getting to know who they are, what they do for a living. So you can, you know, because it is often said your network is your net worth. So that communal gathering where everybody meets up in a village or in a community, you should be more interested in knowing who they are and what they do for a living than wanting to get from them, or than just wanting to find out how you can go japa the way they japa or one thing or the other. Not everybody japa or something like that, but it should be a time to build meaningful relationships, very, very profound. It should be a time of spiritual growth, and it should be a time of personal growth. It should be a time of some of the things I'm going to share with you that me and my wife are doing. You know, it should be a time to pause. That's why I said December is loaded. It should be a time to grow scripture-wise, to self-reflect, and plan ahead for a year. Because in the next few days, this year is wrapped up. It's not something that you should just party, and just party into the new year. No. It's something that should be done with intention. Am I saying not have fun? No, we celebrate Christ, but let it be done with intention. So it should be a time of healthy routines that protect the body, mind, and spirit. You know, back in the days, me and some of my friends, or some people, we used to organize events in my community, which are passed on now to the next generation. We organize events that were encouraging people to take walks, to walk on the streets, to exercise, to do different things that are health related during this period. And they still do that up to today. So we give God glory for that and for that foundation. So yeah, that's amazing. I hope that you guys are learning a thing or two. If you appreciate what you're hearing, please tap on the screen and keep tapping on the screen, or share this so other people can be a part of it. So why is it called clean? This is what I want to share with you. I must have touched on some of this. The reason this, it says the season remains pure, loving, and purpose-driven. That's why it should be called clean. You know, hearts are uncluttered by pride, pressures, and compassion. Focus shifts from self-gratification to Christ-like compassion. A lot of people are planning to go back to their communities to go and oppress their community. I pray that the Lord will change your heart. I pray that the Lord will open your eyes to see that you can use the resources He has given to you to be a blessing and not to go and oppress people. You know, or if I share some of the things that my wife and I have been doing for years, I hope that you guys will be inspired by it. You know, so I don't have a copy here, but if you check on my status, you might find it. But I'm going to share some of it. Okay, so it should be a year that it should be as the year ends. You should be more concerned about renewal and learning and being grateful. It's very, very important. So in terms or in short words, Clean December is about celebrating Christmas with Christ at the center and love expressed through service, generosity, and genuine care for others. So that's what Clean December should be all about. All right? So, good. So why do people feel December ought to be dirty? I talked about it, but I'm going to say it again. Why do people feel that dirty December, people are to the point now that it's now, I don't know how it goes in Kenya or other countries, or I will say the one that I know, or I've done a little research on, the one I've come across. You know, people of such descent, what they now begin to do is that they start even traveling to Nigeria on their own accord without even their parents to go and partake of the dirty December rave. So one of the reasons is that why the people feel the need that December has to be dirty is what? End of year pressure. They feel that because they have worked so hard all the year, they deserve to let loose, party, even if it goes against their values. They just, if I finish doing it, I come and I pray and God will forgive me. They feel that they should do that. Cultural hype, like I mentioned to you, everybody talking about dirty December, dirty December. There's all over social media. There's even music coming up all over it. Social media influencers are using it as their, what do you call it? As their, what's it called? They're using it as their catchphrase also to sell or hide their goods, you know, do manner of stuff. You know, music, memes, influencers, parties, all glorifying excessive, and let's say, guys, sex. It's all on the mind. Clubs, alcohol, recklessness, making restraint look boring. We have to be careful. It is always said during Christmas, back in the days in my village, they say, in 9 months' time, we will know the results. 9 months' time, we'll know the results. We will know, it's always said that in 9 months' time, we'll know the result of the activities or the, dirty December is not new, you understand me? This is what I'm going on. In 9 months' time, we know of activities that happened during the Christmas period. That's how we know. Dirty December for some people might be a time to go and renew their black magic, if I may use that word. That's for some people. To go back to their communities and go and sit down with their chief priests to recharge them for the year. It can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. So we need to be mindful that you're not just celebrating or just be caught up in the rave when you're doing things appropriately. So another reason why people feel the need to call it dirty is what? Fear of missing out. Nobody wants to feel left out when others are posting fun and wild pictures. You know, there's a lady I saw her stuff on Instagram. She just she recorded herself and the way she feels when people are posting pictures of what they're doing during Christmas. When they, like you're abroad and watching what people are doing during Christmas. And at some point she just flung her phone away. You know, sometimes some people, the feeling of, oh, let me go and be a part of it, they just go and be a part of it, you know. So you just have to be mindful. Emotional release. December, what do you call it? December becomes an emotional dumping ground for stress, you know, loneliness and heartbreaks, or frustration built up all the years. That's some of the reasons why people want their December to be dirty. Temporary mental escape. Some people just don't want to hear anything about work, anything about debts, anything about whatever it is their life is. They just say, I just want to enjoy myself. Many treat December as a pause for responsibility. You know, forgetting consequences, don't take care of holiday. There's one guy that told me, man, say, how are you able to do it? You have all your children in the plane. I said, I don't understand you. He said, how come you're able to have all these children on the plane? I said, like for me, it's normal that I travel with my family. So because his own children, he can't even cope. So I said to myself, oh, so you just dump them with whoever you dump them with, maybe your wife or whatever it is, and just came to enjoy yourself alone. If I do that to my children, they're going to be like, Daddy, how did we offend you? What did we do to you? So I know it's expensive. I know that sometimes due to several circumstances, people can have to travel alone and all that. But like I said, one reason why people want their December to be dirty is they want to escape from whatever it is. Let me just go focus, enjoy myself, party hard, do everything I need to do. And when I come back, you know, whatever it is, you know, so be it. You know, please, let's be mindful. So that misunderstanding of freedom, pleasure is confused with fulfillment. You know, indulgence is mistaken for happiness. So we all need to be careful. So just to wrap it up, say this December didn't just happen. It was created. Remember what I told you. It's not new. So it's been there, but it's just that social media has hyped it all up. You know, there's so many things dirty about it in different forms for different people. So it's important that we do this and do it rightly. So like I've been touching on and I've said before and I'll say it again. December is loaded. December is loaded. The month of December is a loaded month. So the month, December is loaded with meaning, not madness. So what am I trying to say? It's not an empty month for excesses. It carries spiritual, emotional, and personal weight. People need to be mindful of these things. Companies that have an understanding of end of year or strategy, they've already planned ahead how the 2026 will be. Some people's calendar is already sorted out for 2026. Some people's plans are already sorted out for 2026. Some people's the one of my guys that asked me, now they're going, not now, my last trip, now you're going back to Nigeria. I'm sure you're feeling emotional. I said, no, I don't feel no emotional. I said, why? Because by the special grace of God, God has blessed me in such that whether I go to UK or whether I come back to Nigeria, I feel the same way. Because whether I'm here or anywhere in China, Trinidad, and Tobago, by the special grace of God, we still earn, my wife and I, we still earn. Our location does not determine the resources. So until one gets to a point where whether you're sleeping or waking, you earn, you will feel the need to do that December. Let me do it hard. Let me do it hard. Let me do it. There's a guy I saw on social media. He said, "Don't disturb me. Don't disturb me. I just want to enjoy my how do you put it? I just want to enjoy my holiday. You know, this is not how I live. When I go back to America, I'm going to continue how I live. If there's a need to want to excess, that enjoy, do everything." For those that some of them might leave their spouse abroad and come and cheat on their spouse or spend time with other ladies, all manner of stuff. We have to be mindful. That's be mindful. The month of December is a month of thanksgiving, end of the year, a time to reflect, give thanks, and acknowledge grace for survival, growth, and lessons learned. Bishop Oyedepo always says one thing: you might not be where you want to be, but God is the reason why you're not where you used to be. So there's always something to thank God for. This month is a month of thanksgiving because it's the last month in the year in each year. So December is loaded. December is a month of evaluation. December invites honesty. In Igbo people say, all working meeting. In other words, call yourself to meeting. You know, when Igbo people call you for meeting, they want to discuss something, but they will say to you, call yourself for meeting. In other words, you call yourself, you sit down, and you start talking about yourself. So December is a month to analyze your life. You know, December invites honesty. What has worked? What didn't work? What must I change? That's what December should be for you. Instead of you crowding it up with what you're going to do, how many babes you're going to tie and sleep with, how many alcohol you're going to drink, how many, the car, I must get this car, I must have this car, or I must travel to this place. We need to be mindful. December is a month of preparation for the new year. I can always say to you, I went to look at a particular vehicle, wanted to buy my wife and I, in the Mercedes garage. And the guy said to me that for every Mercedes car that we see, it was built about 10 years ago. About 10 years ago. So it's been tested and tried and tested and tried and tested. Guys, you know that for every time a key, they've tested that thing like thousands, millions, 1 trillions of times. The brake, pressing on the brake, they've tested it. These guys are working hard. We are here spending and doing all kind of life where people are being serious and intentional about their future. Have plans, organize itineraries of what's going to be happening. What's going to happen in first quarter, what's going to happen in second quarter, what's going to happen in third quarter. Man, and all you can do is to con your mind to just the enjoyment of everything. No, don't get me wrong. There's time for everything. All I'm saying is that this month is a loaded month. So another thing that happens this month is a month of Christmas. Jesus being at the center. It's about the sacrifice, love, humanity, purpose, and not indulgence and distraction. That's another thing that happens in December. So Clean December is a December that has to be with intentional living. Guard your bodies, guard your mind. So people will join the wrong company this December. They have to be careful. They'll join the wrong association. If you're not careful, you might go into a secret society where you're trying to enjoy yourself. You know, I don't want to deviate because of the time we have. I'll share one or two things. So we need to guard our finances, guard your relationships. Some people you have to be careful. Your spouses might do things that they will never be able to tell you. They might go with to the grave. You have to be careful. Relationships, guard them. As you close one chapter and open another, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. The Bible says one thing: do not be deceived. Evil character corrupts good manners. You might say, oh, they're just my friends, it's just one party, it's just one something. Do you know what they plan for you? Your wife is not there, your husband is not there. Do you know what they plan for you? You might go to organize a babe for you, organize a man for you. They say this guy, you need to, you're too dull, you need to dull. We need to ginger you, You just put something in your drink. You understand? They say, don't worry. It happens. There's a movie, I think by Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, I can't remember the movie. She's either a street club or a dancer in that movie. A dancer in that movie. So what she used to do was that they had a particular drug or so that they were able to mix, her and her fellow dancers. And what they would do is that when somebody comes to the strip club where they are, she will take that pill or something. They'll find a way to give it to the person to take, either the drink or so. You know, people that are promiscuous will remain promiscuous. The Bible is complete package. When I talk about the Bible, I'm not a pastor. I just see it as a book for everyday living and a book that grants you success. If you doubt it, read one chapter of the Bible every day. Your life will be transformed in 2 or 3 months. So Bible says one thing: do not be deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, so shall he reap. He says, if you sow to the flesh, you reap corruption. If you sow to the spirit, you reap eternal life. So sow to the flesh. Start doing wild living. Enjoy yourself. That's all you do. Partying, sex, menage a trois, do it all. Threesome, drinking, all the drugs are available. Cocaine, codeine. Start doing them. It's your body that will tell you. Nobody will tell you. Don't say pastor anything. Your body, before anything, you get into initiation, lesbianism, gay, all manner of stuff. See, the Bible says the wages of sin is death. Death is not necessarily that you just die. No. Death is a gradual procession. Before anything, the Bible talks about the conscience being snared with iron. In other words, no more conscience. Nothing, anything. We have to be careful. And that movie, this lady took the medication, put it in the guy's drugs. That's what they were doing. And when the person is passed out, the person cannot remember anything. I don't know the movie. Anybody knows that movie? Put it in the group chat, in the comment section. What they do, they'll take the person's memory credit card, and they've connived with the bosses in the nightclub. They will max the person's credit card out. Before the person wake up in the morning, $50,000 gone. If it's $100,000, it's gone. If it's $150,000, it's gone. Whatever they will max it out. They did it for so many people in the name of some people and this kind of things will happen to some people. It might not be the kind of Jennifer Lopez, their strategy. It will be other ways. It will be different things. It will be so many things. Bible says, be careful. If sinners entice you, do not what? Do not consent. It looks small, Abi. They'll say to you, oh, come, let's just go partying. You're around. No, you're around. Let's go partying. I remember one time, 2016, I went to China, and one of the guests, in trying to appease me and all that, they said, oh, let's go clubbing and all that. I just went to them. I'm not that kind of person, so I went. And going, they brought babe for Chinese babe. I said, me, Chinese babe. I said, sorry, I'm in the verge of trying to get married. I'm not going to indulge myself into those kind of things. I said, thank you very much for your gift, but I'm not interested. A lot of people will die it. Their wife is not there. They just say, just one test, God will forgive me. But one sex can lead to all manner of things. So the one that will kill you, like some people always say, I don't want to mention some high politicians. That one will not be the one that will take you down. So be careful. So let's go on. I'll talk about how I've done clean December as an Igbo person, and I'm sure some of the things I'm going to share will relate to a lot of you and your communities or your ethnicity or what have you. And I hope you are finding what I'm sharing helpful. please. So my December, I would love, I've, and I always say to people, in all my fingers like this, all my fingers, 5 of them, in my lifetime, that's before I became in control of my life, like before I said doing my own thing or do all, I've never spent Christmas outside my village. 5 outside my village, up to 5, maybe 3, maximum maybe 4. My father always took, my parents always took my siblings and I always to my village, you know. And when I mean my village, we were born and raised in northern Nigeria, in Kaduna to be precise, and we spent our Christmas in our village, just where we come from. Sometimes, about 2 or 3 times, to the best of my knowledge, like when I mean best of my knowledge, as a child growing up, I can't remember every single thing. But I can remember my dad maybe spending Christmas alone in Kaduna like twice, and he will still send us to the village and say, "You guys go." You know, and anytime he can't take us for Christmas, he overcompensates. He was always wanting to overcompensate for why we couldn't go this year by either buying everybody one chicken. Everybody has one chicken. Everybody one. He felt the need that this year you guys couldn't go, but I want to. So he made effort to ensure that we always go. So that is one of the ways that we, as a family, we always celebrate Christmas that way. And I try my best to do the same for my family. Is it cheap? It's not cheap. One ticket for British Airways for a family of 5 is up to about £10,000. It's 9,000 something. You can get cheaper tickets. Airpeace, what do you call it? Egypt Air and other airlines. They are cheaper tickets. Sometimes you book early. Sometimes they are bonanzas. But it's all about intentionality. It's all about intentionality. There are ways of going about this thing. I see people that because of that, they don't take their children. Some people, I've seen people that have never been to Nigeria before, never. But they've been to Spain, they've been to Turkey, they've been to New York, they've been to what? In the name of affairs and all that, they've not been to their country where their parents are from. I'm sorry to say, but it's not to offend anybody. I see it as a shame. I'm sorry to say. So anything that you call value, you put your mind into. My wife always says that Christmas never takes you by surprise. It gave you 12 months. It gave you 12 months notice. So it keeps giving you, it depends on wherever you want to go. It just giving you notice, whether it be 2 years notice, be it 3 years notice, be it 4 years notice. My wife always says the same thing. Pregnancy always gives you notice, 9 months notice to prepare. A baby is coming. So you need to work towards it. So without offending anybody, but the truth be said, you know. And I know that people's circumstances are different. Some of them have immigration problems, some of them have one thing or the other. Not those kind of situations. But I'm saying people that intentionally claim that the fares are expensive and you deprive your children of where you come from. But that where you came from is what made you who you are. But you feel that your children should only hear about it and not see it. You need to look into it. It's very important. So my parents, like I said to my parents, so your hometown grounds you. Less distraction. I don't know about you. Today we're driving in the car and for some reason, I just wound the glass down and the breeze was coming. My wife just said to me, this is village breeze. I don't know if it happens to you guys. Village breeze. Say this village. I say, yes, confirm. You know, there's this serenity that happens in when you get there. I can't explain it to you. More meaning, more clarity. It gives you time to think, reason, you know, analyze things. It's not filled up with the buzz of the city. I can't explain it to you. So home for me reinforces my identity and my children. So the village reminds you of who you are and where you come from and what you carry. So Clean December for me, my village, is a Christmas that aligns with lineage continuity. Remember what it is. You know, so it's an opportunity to remind us that this lineage is to continue. I grew up knowing some communities, some homes, some properties. When you're passing, they say, those people, that family, that house, forget about them, they are lost. Nobody comes back from that family. The home is always empty. It's always deserted. There's nothing there. That will not be the case of anyone. So before you begin to tell me, oh, this Igbo culture, no, go and read your Bible. Look in the Old Testament, a whole chapter was used for genealogy, analyzing one generation to another generation. Those generations were stuck in diaspora. I'm sure there's so many generations that the Bible did not mention them because they did not work on their lineage, and therefore their names were not in there. So you ask yourself why God came to a harlot and this and that, Everything in the Bible is intentional. You cannot know more than that. There's a reason why in the book of Matthew, the first chapter, there's genealogy from Abraham up to Jesus. It's there for a reason. We need to, I've taken out time in one of my streams, so you can go. I think I have a stream called, I've forgotten what it is. I can't remember the title, but if you look up on my streams, you see topics I've talked about. You cannot continue your lineage, if it's important to you, in a foreign soil. It's not possible. I've not seen where that works. So except if you have a different opinion, send me a message privately or put it in the comment section. So, like I said, Christmas celebrations in your hometown is about lineage continuity. Being present keeps your family history, values, and responsibility alive. I always say to people, call Black people without respect to them, in African people, in America, in the Caribbean, why do they take efforts to look for where they come from if it's not important to them? You, for instance, you face racism. You might be someone from Ghana or wherever, you face racism. You don't feel it as bad as people that don't even know where they come from. It's very painful. So what's come to us, you just pack your load and go back to your country. But these people can't pack their load to go back to the country they don't know. Yes. God created lineage and tradition and generation for a reason. Don't use economic migration as an excuse to cut your own. So another thing that why we do ours in the village is Thanksgiving is deeper at home. Gratitude makes more sense where your roots, parents, and ancestors, come from. So like I always say to my son, I keep saying this, I keep saying this to him. I didn't even know. Sometimes you look as if children don't listen to you, but they hear you. So my son said to one of my friends that picked us up from the airport yesterday, I said to him that, can I sit in front? He said that my dad is not here. I said, can I sit in front? I said, I want to sit here because my dad tells me that one day, I'm going to be in charge. And I'll take care of you. That my dad is. It's the same thing that my dad always told me. Going to be in charge. And this is enshrined in Igbo tradition for the first sons and the male sons. So we're not just respect other tradition, but is deep rooted in an Igbo tradition. So going back home, and knowing your roots, you should begin to tell them this is your forefathers. This is where our father used to live. We moved from this compound. Now we're in this compound, this tree or this farmland or this. White people do this, guys. Sorry, Caucasians people, they do it. They do it. So it's not just So do your research. So diasporans, like I said, diasporans dwellers still have a choice. So some live in Nigeria, and they don't go back to their community for different reasons. It could be militancy, it could be insecurity, it could be black magic, or they are scared voodoo or whatever. That's a different conversation we can have on a separate day. But I can understand for insecurity reasons why some people might not want to go back. Communities might not be safe and all that. But coming to Nigeria alone, a lot of people cringe when they hear that. But I say to people, the same way you cringe when you hear Nigeria, the same way I cringe when I go to New York. That's the same way I cringe when I'm in America. That's the same way I cringe when I'm in North Carolina, because somebody can pull out a gun. And no offense, nothing, just anger, just shoot. So I don't feel that way when I'm in Nigeria. Yes, is there insecurity? Well, I've said plenty. But that's a conversation for another day. So going to my village makes my children know where they are from. Like I mentioned to you, if you look at celebrities, Lil Wayne claimed Nigeria, Meghan, the one that is married to William, I think, or I don't know, is one of the royal family, claimed Nigeria, Nicki Minaj has claimed Nigeria. Why are these people claiming Nigeria? It's a feeling of like, where do we come from? That's a feeling. So taking your children back to the community, you can take them, you can do Christmas anywhere, not be the same. If you have opportunity and your place is safe and you can do it, you're doing a disservice if you don't do it to your children. It makes a whole lot of difference. And if you look at my stats on my page on my channel, by the way, if you're not on my WhatsApp channel, You can go on it and you can. I'm not just a talker. Everything that I come to share my life, by the grace of God, I have privilege to have to, or I'm a work in progress. So if you watch my channel on WhatsApp or YouTube or anything, you see these things I'm talking about. So spending Christmas in my village or with my family is an alignment and not an isolation. It's about order, reflection, and honor, not noise and excess. When we go to that village, it's like time ceases. The time waits and families and people across the world. I don't know. I'm doing a documentary about it right now. Why do they travel? Why do they travel from across the world? And everybody's in Lagos. Some people, when they come back, they stop in Lagos. And when they come back, they stop in Abuja. Igbo people, except your community is one thing. But Igbo people, they must go to that village. They must go down to that village. It's a way of how things are done. So when you disconnect from home, the lineage is important that we bear that in mind. It's a good way to have your Christmas, your December clean. So I'm going to try and link, it's not just an Igbo thing, there's another community that has this similarity. The Chinese, when is Chinese New Year, which is their own version of end of the year. Theirs happens in February. They start telling you now, they already sent messages to me, and some of you that do business, they're telling you now that better place your order now, because February, it's going to be shut down. China is shut down in February. If you make a mistake and book a ticket and go to China, I want to go and do something, you're going to meet ghosts. The markets will be closed, nothing will happen. The cities, everybody's moving from one country. You might not say, a lot of things happen. The same thing. And what are they all doing? They're all heading back to the local community. Matter of fact, it is said that the word Mothering Sunday that the Church of England practices it was a woman that told me this thing in Cardiff, and she said there is a Sunday that the Church of England agreed so that wherever, let's say for instance, someone was born in Warwick or something like that, and now working in Bournemouth. So that is it, and they now start going to a church in Bournemouth, Church of England in Bournemouth. So the woman said that the word Mothering Sunday is a Sunday that the in that church will permit that child or the person, that member, to go back to the community where their parents worship. That's what she said. And there's an elderly lady that told me this, to go back to present to you. Do you know what this means? I said, that's what she explained to me. Well, now, Christmas and everything, all the gifts and all that. But she said, this is the ideology behind it. This is the reason why their forefathers did all this. I don't know this. So the correlation is correct. The way Igbo people celebrate their end of the year and the way Chinese people do theirs. So, like I said to you, they travel, a lot of travelings. And one of the things is that there's what the similarity is, family first culture, family first. People come back home, they buy a meal, they can kill a cow, and they just send in that food, and people can get the person, go buy a gift, they share wrapper. And guys, there's some people check out some of the widows that are not eating and what have you. Do something. Same thing with Chinese people, they use it as an reset, just like the Igbo people. They use it to both mark the end of the year and prepare for a new one. They plan themselves. Then another thing, why the similarity with Igbos and the Chinese is what? Use that end of year celebration as identity reconnection. So home is where identity is reinforced. They have languages, they have their lineage and their belongings. The other thing was with my daughter, and I'm sure exactly in his 20s. When he come to speak in front of the counter, he spoke English so fluently. When he turned back and he looked, there's a guy that came up from the back. I looked at him and said, is that your father? I could see the similarities, but he said yes. When he spoke Mandarin, he spoke so fluently. So fluently. So he was switching instantly. So these are some of the things. He's abroad, but they did not lose their values and everything. So are there people that have lost theirs? Yes. The Chinese school, So we get to see people that are students can't speak Chinese, but at least they are coming. They want to reenact it. Elders, respect of elders. Is important. Another thing, celebration, significance, spiritual significance, accountability. So as we wrap up, this before I allow you guys share a thing or two, and I hope you guys have learned something. What you allow to shape your decision. What you allow to shape your decision this December. I have to be very careful so you don't find yourself into the wrong things. Another thing you need to check is that are you celebrating? Are your celebrations aligned to your values? Are there some things like you know that this thing that you want to come, you know that it's going to affect your values? You need to be careful. I'll send you location. Just start coming. You need to check. Does it align with your values? Next thing is that what needs to be released to make room for growth. As your enemy, you need to evaluate yourself. What needs to be released to make room for growth? Then, how are you showing your life, yourself ahead of it? These are the things you need to think of while you're enjoying. You're thinking of this thing. And next thing I want to say is that ensure that this Christmas for you, that Jesus is the reason for your celebration. It's very, very important. So before I open up the phones, so I don't look as if I'm just a talker. If you look on my status on my WhatsApp channel, my wife and I is now for maybe over 5 years or more. One of the things we do is that every year we take toys for children. Every year we take toys for children and we hand them out. If you look on my channel, you're going to see that for this year. We hand them out toys. We hand them out toys. I'm not talking about just rubbish toys. Nice, good toys. We hand them out. Source them and we go hand them individually. Some of those have never seen toys standard in their life. I've seen children use tins of milk and scrape it on the floor and open the metal plate, create a vehicle, use Dunlop slippers, carve out wheels, attach them with sticks, use a rope and start in there. They are not fortunate as I was. I grew up seeing those. I grew up seeing those kind of things and I say, wow, to give this children toys. And my wife got to be a blessing to children for years. I've done this thing for maybe like, how old is my first daughter? 10 years. We've done it for maybe about that time. Always handing them toys. To the point that any year we don't come back, my dad says that they will come to the door and ask, that uncle and that auntie, did they come back this year? Did they wish you well? And when you bless children, God transfers the blessing. We're not doing it for the blessing from God. We're doing it because the scripture commands so. The Bible says to Abraham, through you all the nations of the earth shall. So, what else do we my wife and I were giving loans to widows and to young people to start up business. I don't want to talk much about it. Look at my channel to see all these things. We give loans to people during this period. We do that. Another thing that we're going to be doing this period is that we do competitions for secondary school students. So this year we're going to start a spelling bee competition, encouraging them, and there's cash prizes, and we believe that those cash prizes will cover a lot of their expenses for the year. So we have winners. So we have spelling bee competitions. Another thing that we do is that we have film shows for children. A lot of people don't watch at home. They don't watch television. So we create film shows for them, and so they can watch and enjoy themselves during this moment. Next thing we do is that I talked about loans. I talked about Another thing we do is we do trainings for young people. So this year we're having a billionaires what's it called, mindset retreat. I think that will be for next Sunday. So next Sunday will be a special training with people in, and see what we do. So I'm not just a talk. We're living this thing. So I hope that you guys have learned a thing or two. On social see this thing. So thank you very much for always listening. And please drop your comments in the section, like, and let us know your thoughts. I remember everything I always told you. If you know two, I think I only have time for maybe 1 or 2 comments. Please let me know what your thoughts are. I hope you learned a thing or two. Feel free to share your thoughts very quickly as we wrap this up. Let us know what your thoughts are, and I hope that you learned too. Please, guys, if you're on Facebook or something, preferably It'd be nice if you can join through TikTok or more. You can also comment also if you want. And if you let us know too. Yeah. Thank you for coming. So bring this to a close. Thank you. Hello? Hello, Caleb. Go ahead. Go ahead. Thanks for joining.
I really sorry. Network is not very good.
That's fine. Go ahead. I hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sincerely, every time it's getting to sound just like into your program as if I miss my food. My dinner. It's like I'm starting school from the beginning, learning things and understanding better from you. You are a good teacher. When you teach, someone understands very well. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay. I want to partake or to talk about the history of visiting village, and I also want to talk about myself. Hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. So I think you have a your VA247. What are your thoughts? So I heard what you said, and thank you, and much appreciated. Talk about being a support to the live stream every Sunday, and yeah, thank you very much, and to and to every teacher, everyone that has been a listener and been a part of who I am today. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, and for your kind words. Your VA247, your words as we wrap this. Time is fast. Hello there. Good evening.
Hello, can you hear me? Sir?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so thank you, sir, for your consistent program. You really a lot Christmas and the main deal behind it, which is all about Jesus. Jesus was a lot of that. My own contribution when you mentioned the issue of the Christmas, so I would like to add that I Christmas tree is more like a physical record that the tree of life. Because Adam and Eve when they ate of the tree of good and evil, that's when they sinned, and Jesus then came to die for our sin and all of that. I feel like that Christmas tree is a symbol of Jesus being the tree life, and then the whole light that they put on it, also a symbol of Jesus being a light to the world. So I'm not trying to change your opinion, but I'm just trying to add to it that I feel Christmas tree is for Christmas. That's all. Then thank you, sir, for sharing main reason for Christmas, which is Jesus. As of
Thank you very much. Your comments are very much appreciated, and the thoughts are very much welcome, and I appreciate that. I just want to chip this in before I go ahead. Guys, I've done a research about Christmas, the way it's spent abroad. When I mean abroad, let's say in UK or other parts of the world or different stuff, perhaps you might help kind of understand some of the things I'm saying. When it comes to Easter, there's a in the UK, for instance, we talk about Easter bunny and egg. Relation between a bunny and, when I mean a bunny, rabbit, an egg. What's the correlation? Add up. Guys, Easter is a celebration of the death and resurrection of Christ. Now, what is the what do you call it? Between and Adam, we have to be careful. The Bible calls the devil a deceiver. He's finding change essence of Easter celebration else about egg and Easter. We need to be careful. This is the same thing I tell people. When somebody tells me compliments, I say to the people, what season are you complimenting me for? We need to be careful that compliment of the season is not routine, an intentional way of saying Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas. Because in that way of saying it, people start saying things like Happy Xmas. We need to be careful that we're taking away the Christ out of the whole picture. We have to be careful because this is our intentional things. What is the that seasons or happy holidays? It's not happy holidays. We're celebrating the best season. Intentional to keep saying Jesus is about Jesus. It's looking for ways to change this whole narrative. So now we come to like I went to my children's school and they did a Christmas event. They called us to, and all the songs they sang are nothing about Christmas. Although my daughter did come yesterday and told me later that they went for another one. And why? Just all the sang there is all I want for Christmas. Some songs how you kiss me, Mr. King. You just wonder where is this Jesus inside this whole song? When it's all about him. So she did say one, but why do different or the one that the parents are supposed to be? You not put us, but we have to be careful. Yes, you see this thing, I can take this thing, I can make something out of it to me. But this same thing might not mean to other people. So that is not true. For typical white people, they don't when I say white people, Caucasians like England, for instance, Christmas tree is not about Jesus for them. Okay? Lights is not about it's just decoration. Is it wrong to decorate your live tree at home? Because some people buy a live Christmas tree, some people have trees in their house, they put lights, yes, but tell you come to some Santa Claus, the coconut is different. It's a different sexual things connected to it. You just have to do your research about Christmas tree and decoration, about this Christmas period. Some people never made Jesus about it. It is all about gifts. Gifts. Let it not be the same. Let it not be the same. question everything I do to be sure I'm doing them. I don't go with Halloween. My children never watch Halloween. There are some things I don't do. If you are away, I won't in a birthday. You will not see a cake in my birthday. Why? Respect my wife. But if you ask, I will not put a cake. What's the beginning? What does it imply? Why? So these are things that question things. Important that we all question things. All right. So we've learned a lot today. I'm not someone that knows care to be. I don't come across someone that knows it all. Caleb, feel free to type your thoughts or whatever you want. You can see it's done an hour and 5 minutes or so or more. And I'm sure you guys have learned a thing or two or from things shared. Please share it. I've talked about next week. We're going to be doing a special stream with people in the studio, people all there. So so that's that. Thank you very much. Please check out my DM file for the ebooks, for the free consultations, for the strategy calls, whatever you do. Please go ahead and check it out. Thank you very much. This is sponsored by Hey You Know, sponsored by these systems. Big thanks. Thanks to my personal assistant, my wife, my amazing wife and children, also my friends and my colleagues, and thank you for always being a blessing. Thank you for everything. Please share this live stream so others can be a part of it. So I'll wrap up. December is not a license for recklessness. Claim December, push Christ, not culture at the center. It's very important. What you do in December shapes who you become, so you should bear that in mind. Claim December is alignment, not isolation. As I was talking to you from the guys that are coordinating the game show in my village, and they're just saying that hey, worked out. So we're not just talking, we're living this out. I want to remember that whatever you do, the wise invest your December clean. God bless you all, and I'll see you guys on the next. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, thank you very much for your thoughts. Thank you for it's great. Thank you very much. Happy Christmas celebration. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you for always joining. It's a blessing. Thank you.